welcome to a pretty awesome car. So we're inside a 981 GT4, which originally came with a 3.8 liter. This car, however, doesn't have the 3.8 liter anymore because he blew it up on track. It's a track car, and he didn't want to pay Porsche for a brand new 3.8. Instead, he went to DeMan Motorsports, and this is a 4.25 built motor in here. Now, when he came to us, the biggest issue that he was dealing with was a drop-off in power and limp mode. So you can kind of see it here that we captured in a dyno pole, where basically the car just goes into limp mode and you lose all power, and then you have to get off the track, reset. Super frustrating, happens over and over again. We're able to replicate the issue, and after some investigation, it turns out that the culprit is actually the crank position sensor. So it looks like this, and it's pretty easy to get to. Is just where the flywheel is, and it picks up the pulses from the flywheel to tell the ECU the speed of the motor. This is correlated with the cam position, and the ECU needs all this information. If you do not get that synchronized, then you're going to get fault codes, and with those fault codes you're also going to get a limp mode. So they have a superseded part. This is a new part of the sensor, so we just replaced this. We replaced the sensor, resolving that issue. We also managed to add some power to his car. We made some changes up in the mid-range here, and obviously we're able to pull all the way to the top end. We also made sure that the car is fueling safely. This car, making 439 wheel horsepower on our dyno, is right on the edge of the OEM high pressure fuel system for the 3.8. So it's right on the edge. It's running a race fuel that's oxygenated, so it's about the equivalent of E30 in terms of ethanol content on there. So it does stress the fuel system a little bit further. And of course, this thing's revving to almost 8,000 RPM, and it's making power all the way. Peak power is 7,600 RPM. So it's really narrowing the injection window, but it makes an awesome sound. It makes awesome power. Like, to get this out of a naturally aspirated car on our dyno is very, very impressive. And just to put that into even more context, we did tune another Cayman on here, same generation, but with the 3.8 motor, and that car had headers and an exhaust just like this car does. And here are the power curves. So the solid line is this car, and the dashed line is the 3.8, with essentially a very similar exhaust setup. You can see that the 4.25 makes more power everywhere. Not only that, but you're looking at 355 peak horsepower, which is still impressive out of the tuned 3.8, and with this one we're able to carry that all the way up top and make the 440-ish wheel horsepower. He is using race fuel, so that does come into the equation. Of course, we can make more power with better gas. The previous dyno was on pump gas, but it puts into perspective just how awesome of a power curve you can achieve with the right components and the right motor in a GT4. This thing is a weapon. So hope you guys enjoyed this little content. We're gonna drop in, of course, a pull of this car because it's just absolutely eargasm. And keep following us. We'll have these builds and these dyno pulls for you as often as possible, especially with cool stuff that comes in. So subscribe, and we'll see you guys next time.